Hey, what's up guys? Here we have part 2 of the Black Hungarian video. So, the Black Hungarian plant is prolific, produced fairly early, but it takes a long time for the pods to ripen. It looks kind of similar in a lot of ways to jalapeno. This one here, it's not 100% ripe, as you can probably see in the video, but I got impatient, so we're going to try how it tastes now that it's ripe. So let's go take a look at the plant and then we'll cut her open. Okay guys, here are my Black Hungarian pepper plants in my front garden. They're quite decorative. Some of the leaves are nice and dark, some of them are quite light. The net result is you have this really interesting medley of colors. As I said in my last video about the Black Hungarians, they're quite prolific. They produce a lot of peppers, they produce quite early. They have pretty flowers. Doesn't matter whether the plant is a dark one or a light one. And all the peppers look about the same. It is interesting to note that the two ripest peppers I have are on the lighter leaf colored plant. I don't know if there's anything about that or not, but since we have a ripe one, we're going to go ahead and pick this. Probably could use a little more ripening, but I would say it's pretty good. There's another one down in here. I'm going to leave that one to get a little riper. So yeah, let's go inside and cut this open. Alright, so here we are with the ripened Black Hungarian. You can see that it's got a little bit of the dark tone there still, but it's close enough. We're going to go ahead and try this, and with any luck, it's delicious. Let's take that off. Okay, it's a good firm pod. Looks nice and ripe throughout. If you remember in the part 1 of this Black Hungarian video, the inside was green. So as you can see here, it's a nice rich red tone. There's a fair number of seeds, which I consider a good thing because I'd like to plant more of these in the future. It's a really nice looking plant. So I'm quite happy about there being lots of seeds there. I'm going to cut the seeds out for the taste test because, in part because I want to save them, and in part because I don't really intend to eat these seeds in the future anyway. It's got a little bit of that typical heat smell that peppers have. Pretty much every pepper has, really. It's got a bit of sweetness. I don't know. It smells good. It smells like a tasty pepper. Similar, I guess, it smells kind of similar to the red cherry hots. Yeah, it's got some of that sweet, fruity, I don't know, it just tastes good. It smells good. Just figured I'd maybe take a second to talk about how I remove the seeds. I know I did a dedicated video on saving seeds, but I'm just going to cut this out like this. Just like so, sort of gentle, so that I don't damage too many of the seeds. And then I'm going to leave these on this plate. I'll get a Sharpie and I will mark the plate with Black Hungarian. And that's it. I'm just going to leave those seeds exactly like they are on the plate in a dry part of the house. And in my part of the world, the ambient relative humidity is very low. We're talking 30% or lower pretty much all the time. In fact, we've had more or less drought conditions for the last bit, so these tend to dry up really well just sitting on my counter. So for anybody out there who lives somewhere where it's a little more humid all the time, you might have to do something different, like get a food dehydrator And you want to use as little heat as you can, because heat will definitely damage the seeds. Anything over about 80 degrees Celsius is pretty much guaranteed to cause damage to the seeds. Obviously some varieties can handle it better than others, but anyway, so I'm just going to leave these seeds to dry exactly as you see them. And I will hopefully have a lot more that I can share later on this autumn. Okay guys, joined by my lovely wife Rochelle again. We are going to have a quick taste of the Black Hungarian pepper. As you can see, I've removed the seeds from the inside and deveined them. I don't know how spicy they are. I suspect they're probably somewhere in the ballpark of a jalapeno. So yeah, ladies first, you get to choose which one you like.
We're going to do a whole half?
You don't have to. I'm going to go crazy.
Okay,
I'm going to eat
we'll do it.
the entire half.
Okay. I usually match whatever you do, so.
Here we go. Very fruity. My goodness. Actually, the heat isn't that bad.
Sweet and spicy.
Definitely spicy, but holy moly. That is a delicious pepper. Oh my gosh.
That is really delicious.
I didn't chew it all the way and I started swallowing it, so I got bits in the back of my throat. So it's about the same heat.
Really sweet. I love
it's
sweetness
amazing.
of it. Yeah.
So I would easily put that in the same ballpark, give or take a little bit as a jalapeno heat. So they're about jalapeno spicy, extremely fruity. Like, imagine the sweetest, most flavorful red bell pepper you can imagine, and then make it sweeter and fruitier, and then add jalapeno heat. So I would say that is an absolutely fantastic
really
pepper.
But it is spicy. Like, it is making me sweat. But it's so sweet, you want to eat it. But it's so spicy that I'm sweating.
So I think that used carefully, you could easily use that in a salad. Although I think a lot of people, at least in our part of the world, would probably find that too hot for a salad.
That's cream cheese hot.
Yeah, well, you'd
With
have
the
to
cream cheese in it, and that would be delicious.
Yeah, so
But we won't do that again today.
No, these are I would say hotter than the red Fresnos. The walls were very thick. It was really juicy. Like, as soon as you crunched into it, it was a good hearty crunch with an explosion of juicy, fruity flavor.
I'm really glad you removed the placenta.
Yeah, I
Because that was
suspect
plenty hot.
Yeah. So, I would place that probably red cherry hot are my favorites, followed by, it's a toss-up between these and the red Fresnos.
What about the Hinkle hats?
Hinkle hats were hotter.
Were they?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I really like both this one and the Hinkle hats. It's hard to say which I like better. This one was really, really sweet. I'm going to say this one. Yeah. But the Hinkle hats were magnifique.
So now I'm going to see if I can choke down my hot coffee. It's likely to seem a lot hotter. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to the next one.